Okay, so I got a, today I'm going to teach you how to check the calibration on a torque wrench. And the reason I did this was I was working on my motorcycle and I got, there were really expensive inch-pound torque wrenches on Amazon, and there was a really cheap one. The really cheap one is Tektron, and I was doing, torquing down some bolts and two of them broke. So I wanted to test to see if the torque wrench is actually clicking when it's supposed to. So there's a really easy formula that shows you how to calculate a torque wrench. So in this case, torque is equal to the length times the it's the length times the weight. So the torque is in inch-pounds, the length is in inches, and the weight is in pounds, because this is an inch-pound torque wrench. If it's a foot-pound torque wrench, you just have to take the length in feet rather than inches. So if you have the length in inches, you just divide it by 12. So if it was 12 inches, it would become 1 foot. But in this case, it's just an inch wrench, so its torque is equal to the length, and the length is measured from the center of the torque wrench to the weight point. So in this case, it's from here to here, and then the weight is done in pounds. So what I've done is simply taken 2 milk containers and put them together, filled them with clean water, and weighed them. And so what you get is 2 milk containers actually weigh the weight, which is 17.5 pounds. So I weighed it on a scale. It was a little bit more than it should have been. So I guess there's a little bit more than a gallon. So you can just Google how much a gallon of water is, and I'll put it on the bottom of this video as well. So this makes a really easy way to test a wrench, because you know roughly what a gallon of water weighs either way. And then the distance from this part of the wrench to the weight hanging part is 9.5 inches. And so the torque is 166. So what that means, when I hang this weight on the torque wrench, the weight, it should click, because I've set the torque wrench for 166. So in this case, the torque wrench settings goes to 155, and then there's an indicator on the turning part of the wrench. You just twist the wrench. Each one of these notches equals to 1 inch-pound. So I've set it to 166. So what I'm going to do now is, hopefully I won't drop it. I'm going to put the camera up, and now I'm just going to take my 2 gallons of water and hang them. I have an S-clamp set up, and I'm hanging it, and what I have is I'm letting go of the water slowly, and then when I reach the full amount of weight, it should click, which it just did. So again, I've attached this to the frame of the bike, so I'm torquing something that's already torqued. So then 166, just right when I'm letting go. So this wrench is set pretty much correctly, so I'm not over torquing when I'm using the settings on this wrench. So I know right around the wrench settings I'm using, it should be about right. It's 180 that it's calling for, and this is 166. So it's right within the framework, because what happens is on a torque wrench it's more accurate as you get up in higher numbers. I have other wrenches for other jobs where it's more intense. This is a wrench that's a 1/2 inch wrench. This is a 1/4 inch wrench. Same company, Tektron. Haven't calibrated this one yet, but the reviews on it were pretty good. A professional calibration costs like $300, so that's about 3 or 4 times more than the wrenches cost. So if you do the test, the sanity test yourself, that'll save you a lot of stress when it comes to torquing your motorcycle down. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.